Top the Trump. Yeah, I was having a fiddle about through my stuff recently, and I recently got reminded that I have these. It's a set of, it's basically the Alton Towers Top Trumps set / game. As you may or may not be aware, the people at Top Trumps, who I'm pretty sure there is another external company, not sure, I think it's Winning Moves, that's what I remember. They make Top Trump sets for just about everything under the sun. So there's bound to be some IP ones in there. This was bought from Alton Towers, and if you're familiar with Alton Towers, you'll know that this was purchased in 2018, hence all the Wicker Man branding, as this was the most recent ride at the time, and it was a roller coaster, and it's the most recent roller coaster to date. That's right, the last roller coaster they opened was in 2018. Technically lying, as the Bluey coaster is also a roller coaster, and that was opened this year. However, this is the most recent thrill coaster, so I will just put that out there. So basically, you may be wondering why there are two piles of things. This one is basically the Top Trumps box with all the Alton Towers deck inside of it, which we will get to. And this pile here is just 3 cards you get with every Top Trumps set. They're all the same cards apart from the backs, of course. They all are to do with the Alton Towers Wicker Man branding. But you do get these 3 cards in every Top Trump set. They are the exact same cards you get. The first one, of course, is the how to play rules, in case you're unfamiliar with Top Trumps. Any number of people can play. So if there's like a party of like 10 people, you can all do it. I'm starting to feel like that might be a bit imbalanced. Of course, you have your mascots, literally named Toppy and Trumpy. They are literally Top Trumps cases with legs, hands, and faces. Note the boxing gloves that they both seem to have like insanely huge red fists. And why did the lug flume close? Someone pulled the plug out. Actually, it was to build this coaster, because conveniently enough, this coaster sits right where the old flume ride used to be, and that flume ride was there for bloody ages. It was there since the 1980s, I believe. Of course, it was changed to log flume, and it got sponsored by Imperial Leather at one point for God knows what reason. So essentially the rules are shuffle, blah blah blah, hold your cards face up, the player dealer. It's the deal or no deal. So essentially, this is a game in which you compare stats. If I could just get like a random, actually no, I'll demonstrate that later. It's supposed to be like a stats comparison game, and that's basically just it. If you're unfamiliar with Top Trumps, that is literally just it. If you need to finish the game quickly, you can play the discard rule, which means any losing card is simply removed from the game as opposed to put in the middle pile to be drawn again. Height is a ranking. It is not measured in units. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what that means. I don't even know if this set's still being available for like sold in retail because of how old it is. This is from 2018. Can I get like validation with that, please? Does it say 2018? Trademark 2018? Yeah, it says copyright. It says here, copyright 2018 Winning Moves. Of course, so that's validation if ever I saw one. So this one literally just says, whatever you're into, there's a Top Trumps pack for you. Essentially saying, we can advertise to you no matter what your interests are. And I'm not kidding. They have like, at one point they had like a Horrible Histories pack, and that is, I'm using that as an example because that just goes to show you that they're not afraid of dipping their toes into British IPs. I think British IPs are quite like lesser known. Like, oh, have you known how horrible history is in America? No, it's not shown in America, presumably. So they are not afraid of dipping their toes into the lesser known IPs. Even though Horrible Histories is, I think it won an award at one point. Did it win a BAFTA? I can't remember. So yeah, you can. These are just some of the generic ones you could buy. I think they did a Moshi Monsters one at one point. Num Noms, I think, at one point as well. They did like a Minions one. Good grief. I think they made a Paw Patrol one at one. I'm not, again, so many different IPs. It's like Merlin Entertainments. They just buy into whatever IP is popular. Yeah, appropriate that, Merlin. Right, robotwilliemeans.co.uk. Is that address still a thing? I don't know, I haven't checked. And yes, they also made a Monopoly edition, which I never bought. I think back then I did think, oh look, that's quite cool. Until I realised, oh wait a minute, it's only going to take about a year before it's out of date, and that's the same with this as well, because you'll see just how old this set is in just a minute. And this one is basically says collect 5. Basically, you're supposed to send five of these cards in here into the address, which is right here, which I imagine is public information anyway, so I don't have to censor it. I assume it's on their website, because they do tell you to go to their website. Please visit toptrumps.com/. So I assume it's like public information. So I assume it's like public information anyway, so don't bother censoring it. Basically, you are supposed to send 5 of these cards in. There's like barcodes on the back. Not sure if these barcodes are registered in your regular barcode registry, but you are supposed to send 5 of these in. And depending on how many you send in total, you get one of, I think, 5 different wristbands. The first one glows in the dark. I believe it goes orange. There's orange, yellow, blue, and black in whatever order, and that just goes to show you that if you send enough of these bits of cardboard in, you can get a little rubber wristband. So that's all nice, and so that's all the basic shebang out of the way. Let's open this and take the deck out. And I think first off I'll put these back in. I like to have this facing outwards, because that way it looks a bit more presentable. Although you can tell it's not one of the standard decks, because Winning Moves logo and collect 5, but so long as it looks mostly the same, I don't think I mind. So basically we're just going to take these cards off here, and we're just going to go through what the card says. So the first one is Nemesis. And this one is, of course, the old Nemesis, before the one opened in 1994. Of course, this is not Nemesis Reborn, because that opened in 2023. It was the first major roller coaster built at one time, I'm pretty sure. Built by John Wardley. Brilliant ride manufacturer. B&M made this ride. I think Wardley designed it. Yeah, B&M, not to be confused with B&M Parkings. I think I've made that joke before. Top Trumps Vile ride the twists and turns of Nemesis as it races past the rocks and rivers of Forbidden Valley. The rivers part kind of is a bit invalid because, you know, what if they turn off the water effects? It's not... The cold water obviously is better, but, you know, they had to stop that for a bit because the chemicals in the water, but they found a way of making it coloured again. I don't know. The Smiler, right, Year Open 2013. This thing had a really soft opening. Bunch of incidents on it. I think at one point, unfortunately, at one point, I think a guide wheel fell off this ride somehow. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, I'm not going to discuss any more of that, so I don't get into any, legal trouble or something. Is it possible to get over legal trouble? I thought this was all done and dusted with. I'm not going to be insensitive. Top Trumps File, the Smiler's twisting track combines its world record-breaking 14 loops with a speed of 85 km/h and a track length 3 times longer than Oblivion. Okay, a few things to say about that. First off, this ride broke a record set by Thorpe Park Ride Colossus, and Colossus had 10 loops. This beat it by 4. And a track length 3 times longer than Oblivion. That's a bit of a cheat, because Oblivion's probably one of the shortest roller coasters on the planet. So I'm not buying that. Oh, and look, here's Oblivion. See, Secret Weapon 4. Smiler was 7. Oblivion was 4. Opened 1998, so 4 years after Nemesis. So obviously this did well for them. Oblivion beckons you to face your fears. And as you're held overhanging the edge of the world's first vertical drop roller coaster, you get a moment to savor what is to come. I feel like these are ripped from the website. Because I think I remember I went on to the Wayback Machine recently, and I had a good old look at the old Alton Towers website because it is nostalgic to me, and I'm pretty sure I found this exact same description on the website. However, I have not validated this for all of them, so I'm not completely sure if they did that for all of them. I'm not sure. So yeah, there's Oblivion. Next up is Galactica. Ooh. Oh, this one did not age well. Galactica opened 2016. Originally Air, which was the world's first flying roller coaster, which they rebranded in 2016 to Galactica, which they rethemed a little bit and put this whole portal arrangement and gave all the different seats virtual reality. Unfortunately, this was the same year that Merlin decided to virtual reality everything, because that's where the Darren Brown's Ghost Train opened at Thorpe, and that had terrible VR. I never went on it, but there's a chat. Yeah, I kept hearing on the internet that the virtuality kept breaking, like turning off or not in sync. So that's bad. Anyway, blast through an advanced space travel portal to another dimension. Now you can become a space tourist through this unique combination of physically flying coupled with the latest virtual reality technology. It doesn't have the virtual reality anymore, as you might have guessed. They started to reduce it in 2019, so only the back 3 rows of the train had it. Now it doesn't have it at all. It stuck out like a sore thumb when it opened in the area. The theme didn't match to the rest of Fort Forbidden Valley. And it's looking likely that in the next couple of years it's going to get a re-theme. Wicker Man, you can tell, top trump. 100 stats all round. Oh yeah, I forgot to explain. Basically, it's like a stats comparison game. So this is your card, this is your opponent's card. You match the stats, and whoever's got the highest stats wins a round. So very basic, I suppose. Wicker Man, this was the most recent ride. You can tell because these use real pictures. This uses only concept artwork. Or the promotional photograph or something. I don't know what to call this. I think Merlin's usually very touchy with releasing promotional like sketches of rides at towers. I think they're more okay with Thorpe Park for some reason. I think there's like different teams that work on different parks. I don't know. Immerse yourself in a brilliantly scary experience that gets the heart pumping and senses tingling on the world's first roller coaster experience fusing wood and fire. This sounds a bit generic to me, like they didn't really know what to write. So these ones really, okay, maybe not. Okay, I take that back. The flavor text isn't well themed. It doesn't really imply, the ride's theme. But again, none of these ones do so far. Like this one doesn't mention the Ministry of Joy anywhere. Neither does this one. This one doesn't even mention the Lord of Darkness. You know, the guy that you watch with the it used to be the Lord of Light in the final one, but they cut that out. The Lord of Darkness is this figure, this human character on the Oblivion screens in the queue, where he like goes over the facts and psychological things behind Oblivion, whatever. Oh, look, here's an old one, Black Hole, from 19... Okay, that's weird. All right. from 1984 to 2005. And there's one thing you've got to know. If you're playing this game normally, and I'm so glad I explained the rules when I did, because this turned up at exactly the right time. When it comes to comparing the year, I assume whichever one opened the most recent is the winning stat. So obviously this one would win, because this one opened 2016, opened 2018. How the hell would this one work? There's like a closing date? How does that... I don't think they thought that through. Black Hole used to be where the Smiler's located. Obviously this closed. They have a habit of leaving like rides, facades just there and using them for scare mazes and not demolishing them, which I can see why they do it. They did it with Black Hole. They're doing it with the old Dungeons building. They did it with Nemesis Subterra. Anyway, what does this say? An enclosed spacing roller coaster, riders could experience all the twists and turns and ups and downs in the dark. Okay, that's basically the same as X, No Way Out, or The Walking Dead, the ride at Sorp, but you know, can't really complain. Spinball Wizard, opened 2004. Technically, yes. Actually, definitely this, but also technically no, because Sonic Spinball 2010 to 2016, I'm pretty sure. So technically yes, technically no, but it's the same ride, so whatever, move on. You'll feel like a pinball as you are catapulted along the 470-metre track at speeds of up to 60 kilometers per hour. Interesting. Apparently originally, on the Alton Tower's long-term development plan, which was published a few years back, so it's probably no longer relevant, apparently this ride was to be removed, but they replaced all the parts in it, so apparently it's fine. Spa. Okay, this one's interesting. This no longer exists at the resort. They don't have a spa anymore. Opened 2004. This, yeah, they don't have this anymore. I don't know why they removed it. They just did. Top Trumps file. Rewind in the luxurious spa for some perfect pampering and blissful relaxation. The ideal place to let your cares drift away. Spoil yourself with spa treatment. Chill out in the aqua relaxation rooms. Huh? Or treat yourself to a spa break. Aqua relaxation rooms. Does that mean there's a pool or something? I don't know. I never went in there. Can you tell? Enterprise. Oh, look, this closed. They replaced it with a Retro Squad ride, or is it Twistertron? And now it's just an empty space. Open 1984. I'm not surprised they remove it. Not surprised they removed it. 1984, wow. And apparently they've got some plans in. They've got a plan in where there's going to be a huge building located on this site. Not entirely sure what it's for. It's speculated to be a Scarefest maze building. Which, if it is, well, it's just going to be a big disused metal cave for most of the year, standing in the way of what could potentially be some ride areas. So bad. Also, Quacky Duck. Right. Oh, okay, now it mentions the Ministry of Joy. A Ministry of Joy installation to totally disorientate you. Only the circular force of Enterprise keeps you in place as the monstrous steel wheel drags you upwards until you are hanging upside down and spinning round and round. Same ride as Zodiac at Sorp, actually. Also, they didn't even try with the name, because the model name, the ride model name, is also called Enterprise, so not very creative name there, lads. 13, open 2010, SW6. This ride was very, it was met with a bit of criticism when it opened, from what I remember hearing about on the internet, because it was marketed as a psycho coaster and an incredibly thrilling experience. It ended up being like a family coaster, same as Wickerman, really. If you go down to the woods today, you'd better not go alone. Dip and dive through the dark forest, enter the ancient crypt, and face the horror that lies within. Spoiler! Seriously, spoilers if you haven't been on this ride. It's the world's first indoor freefall drop. It's quite well themed, I will say, I think, but again, the lights are off, so you can't really tell. Battle Galleons, 2008. A marvellous spectacle for landlubbers and pirate crew. Battle Galleon swashes the buckle for all ages. Okay, that one was taken from the website. I clearly remember that one. But yeah, apparently they've turned the water cans off. So it's not really Battle Galleons anymore, it's just Galleons. Runaway Mine Train opened 1992. One of the oldest rides at the park. Climb aboard this runaway train as it twists and turns, getting faster and faster. Good old family coaster. Treetop Quest opened 2015, closed goodness knows when. It's not a thing anymore, I don't think. Everyone loves a little adventure, and at Treetop Quest we'll have you speeding down zip wires, roaming over rope bridges, and swinging through the enchanted forest. Not sure if there was an upcharge for that. I imagine there would have been, which probably turned some people off. Oh yeah, another one which doesn't work with stats about years. Corkscrew from 1980 to 2008. 13 replaced this ride. It used to be in an area called Ugland, which is now Dark Forest. Europe's first double inverted roller coaster was the first roller coaster at the Alton Towers theme park, not the Alton Towers Resort. Okay. And the ultimate in exhilaration in its day. Its track now adorns the entrance to the theme park, and they recently repainted it. It used to be like a bluey purple colour. They repainted it to be yellow, which is more accurate to how it was back in the day. Gallopers Carousel opened 1991. This ride has been rethemed to the Royal Carousel in the world of David Williams, and I suspect, I'm not going to go too far into it, but I suspect the Royal Carousel, this ride, might be rethemed once again. Anyway, hold on tight everyone, here we go! Travel round and round on the brightly coloured horses and carriages. So yeah, your good old classic fairground carousel. Can't go wrong with that. Duel, the Haunted House Strikes Back, opened 2003. This used to be your generic haunted house before they added laser blasters and targets. And in 2023, they rethemed it to the Curse of Alton Manor, which is far better. Note how, about in 2022 and 2021, a lot of the effects on this ride stopped working. So they really put it into the ground before they rethemed it. Not too keen on that, but you know, quality and all that, getting value for your money for your tickets at Alton Towers. Okay. It says when the ghosts and ghouls attack, this is your chance to fight back. Load your laser guns and have your wits about you. I think this had quite a good theme when it opened. Obviously the theme immersion was taken away as the quality kind of deteriorated, but you know, Rita, 2005. Got something to say about this ride actually. It's been open since Ugland got rethemed with Dark Forest. And more importantly, if you're aware of if you're into theme parks, you may know of a YouTuber based in the UK called Digital Dan. He's doing a charity event where he rides Rita at the minimum of 100 times, and the idea being that if you donate to the charity, which is the Alzheimer's Foundation, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, then like certain amounts of like milestones in terms of money donated adds onto the amount of total laps he will have to do. So I think it's currently sitting on around 111 last time I checked. So it says, brace yourself. As the lights turn green, Rita powers you straight to 100 kilometers per hour in just 2.5 seconds, putting your body through 4.5 G. Hold on tight. This ride is similar to Stealth at Thorpe Park, except Stealth is longer, and Stealth doesn't have to worry about the tree height limit rule. Because in case you're not aware, at Towers, rides cannot go above the tree height because of the neighbours and all that, which is fair. That's why Nemesis and Oblivion both go underground, because if they couldn't build upwards, they'd build downwards instead, which I do appreciate. Cuckoo Cars Driving School. Oh no, this uses 2D artwork as well. Opened 2006. This is still a thing. It's in the middle of Williams World. It's the only remaining themed ride for Cloud Cuckoo Land. So the area is just staying alive just by one ride. Oof. It's a small area as well. It's really small. It says, get behind the wheel of one of the crazy, colourful cuckoo cars, the hottest wheels in town. There was a point in time when I believed that this ride might have been stuck in CBeebies Land, because you need to be like quite small to ride it. I don't know what they're doing. Stick it in CBeebies Land. Find some room. If you can. The area is quite full. Because Bluey's quite a big ride. Wow. They had to flatten the Postman and Pat ride to put it in there. Wow. Enchanted Village, luxury tree houses. This is still a thing. Open 2015. Is this the most recent form of accommodation at Towers? I think it might. No, oh no, it's the CBeebies Hotel, which opened 2 years later, 2017. So no, second most recent. It says, nestled high above the beautiful surroundings of the Enchanted Village, experience one of 5 luxury tree houses offering true top of the tree extravagance, including your very own outdoor hot tub. Hygiene and all that. Are those hot tubs cleaned? Hope so. Hex, here we go, open 2000. Journey deep inside the legendary towers in this incredible multimedia experience, but be careful not to unearth the curse of the chained oak. Interesting. This ride apparently runs on Windows 98, I'm pretty sure, because Digital Dan did a behind-the-scenes tour, which was a thing Towers did, which I appreciate because it allows for behind-the-scenes looks. Monorail, open 1987. Top Trunks file, taking the views on one of the 8 themed trains running to the theme park and back. Which one will you choose? Okay, these decals were added to 2008. I'm pretty sure a new one was added 2009. Because there's the Sea Life one, and the Sea Life Aquarium opened the same year. Very interesting that they have this. Apparently, well, I know this because I went on them at one point, but these vinyls cover the windows, and they're very awkward to look out of because you're given like these little holes to look out of. Apparently, they've done away with them now, which is I am pleased to hear about. Alton Towers Hotel, open 1996. Is it? Oh, it uses the same 2D artwork. This unique hotel is themed around the incredible explorer Sir Algernon, if I'm pronouncing his name right there, who has made the Alton Towers Hotel his home. Is he paying for it? There are plenty of fun and quirky features to discover, including his amazing flying ship, which is crash-landed right in the middle of the hotel. Very unique scene there. Congo River Rapids, open 1986. This is still a thing. There's no escaping the splashes and sprays of the torrents of the Congo River. Staying dry is almost impossible. Yeah, about that. Apparently, this ride doesn't get you as wet as it used to. Enough said. The Blade, open 1980. This closed 2025. Ooh, so quite a recent closure. Nothing has replaced it still, it's just an empty spot. In a few swings of the blade, they'll experience zero gravity and be near vertical. Only if you sit at the back, apparently. Also, I'm pretty sure this is the same ride as... this is I'm pretty sure a family pirate ship ride, so I don't know why they're bigging it up as a thrill ride. Maybe it's because it's in the Forbidden Valley. It was in Forbidden Valley. Enchanted Village Woodland Lodges, open 2015 with the rest of this accommodation. There was a cut there, because the camera got too hot and powered off. GoPro cameras do tend to get quite hot, and they do power themselves off for safety, which I do appreciate. This video will be about 30 minutes, so it's a bit of a long one, but I've only got a few more cars to go through. And then the end. I believe I was just about to start looking into Enchanted Village Woodland Lodges. Experience a land full of forests, sprites, and little fable folk that live amongst the trees and in the Enchanted Village. So we've been over that one. The next one is, of course, if I can pick it up, Skyride, open 1987. Floating hundreds of feet in the air, up in the clouds, are gondolas of every colour of the rainbow. Find your jaw drop into the floor of the sights over the theme park and beyond. Okay. Next one is Sharkbait Reef by Sea Life. This opened in 2009. Join Captain Black and his crew on a journey through Sharkbait Reef, brimming with black-tipped sharks, spotted rays, seahorses, and the UK's first tropical interactive pool. Is that right? I thought they had those in the other bigger Sea Life centres. Manchester, Birmingham, that sort of thing. Splash Landings Hotel, opened 2003. Offering a bright tropical taste of the Caribbean, the sun shines every day in this crazy themed hotel. Splash Landings Hotel offers the perfect Caribbean getaway without stepping onto a plane. Water park hotel, basically. Thank goodness the water park's indoors. Oh, and speaking of the water park, it's just water park. Opened 2003. The water park boasts loads of fantastic interactive water features, from lazy rivers and crazy cannons to the sensational speed of the Master Blaster water coaster. I keep thinking they need to upgrade this part of the park with possibly more, I don't know, refurb maybe. It's been like that since 2003. I don't know if that's the top of that priority list. And last one is the Extraordinary Golf 2007. Test your extraordinary golf skills on our two wacky 9-hole courses, themed around some of the most famous Alton Tower theme park rides and attractions. You could argue that some of these holes are outdated. I'm pretty sure there's one themed to duel. But the idea is it's not because it's supposed to be outdated. It's supposed to be like nostalgic in a way. Although that said, they did redo the air hole to be Galactica. So I'm not entirely sure how accurate that statement is. Right, and that's all the cards. Just gonna place them back into the case there. Now, next video news. This video's done. Next video news, and I forgot to bring this up in the last one. But recently, I went into one of my local home bargain stores. And if you're familiar with this channel, you probably know what's coming next. Over the last couple of years, there's been this trend with home bargains where I go in and find Zomblings or Star Monsters. So far I've managed to find Zomblings Series 5 and Series 6 and Star Monsters Series 2. Guess what I managed to find this time? I've only managed to find Zomblings Series 4. Zomblings Series 4. Series 4. Do you realise how old these are? These are from nearly 10 years ago, so no idea what they're doing kicking around in the home bargains. Managed to find 2 boxes of them. They obviously had a load of overstock. It might not be long until we start seeing super things still up in home bargains, although I don't know if they're holding them back in warehouses for the purpose of repackaging them. There's 2 boxes of these. I will go over how these will be handled in the next video, because I'm not going to open them all at once. Just going to make that very clear if you've watched this far into the video. Yay! Zomblings next time. Zomblings next time anyway.